friends, Zoe here. Today I'm super excited to talk to you because I'm going to be talking to you about the topic of self-improvement, which is truly one of my favorite things to talk about. And today I'm going to be talking to you about the feeling of resentment and how to overcome it and avoid it in the future. So let's get started. Alright, so resentment. It's an icky feeling, and there is a lot of us out there who tend to hold on to resentment for a while, and perhaps it's something that you know that you're holding on to right now and you so desperately want to let go of it, because we know that when we hold on to icky feelings in our minds, in our bodies, it takes up so much of our mental space. I'll give you the example. So let's say you had an argument at work with someone and this person just really hit something in you, gave you that icky feeling. You feel like you were treated very wrongly, very unjust. And it's all you can kind of think about. You keep going around in circles in your mind, feeling anger, feeling disgust, feeling sad, upset, hurt, wronged. You just have this hamster wheel going around in your mind that has you feeling like a victim, and it's totally okay to feel like a victim. We're human, we all will feel it at some point or another. But imagine yourself a being of energy. And if you have this hamster wheel of negative emotions, icky feelings, just kind of spinning in your mind, if you were to let go of that, if you were to give it the opportunity to leave your space, think about what you could fill with all that time and that energy that you're putting towards feeding into these negative thoughts, these negative emotions. If you let go of your resentment towards this person, then you would have all of this space left for anew, left for positive thoughts, positive manifestations, visualizations, all these things. So once you can identify within yourself something that you are resenting and wanting to let go of, you can then dive deeper into the emotion. Oftentimes when we are holding on to resentment and we do really truly feel like we've been wronged, in some way we are upset with ourselves, because we're upset with ourselves that we let something happen to us. There was an unpleasant conversation at work, let's say, and you were put down. And then you go home and you think about all the things that you could have said, but then you just harbor all this negative emotions, this poison. Like they say, having resentment is like drinking poison and hoping for someone else to die. You know that that poison is inside of you and you don't want to live with that. You don't want that emotion anymore. So when you can recognize and choose to accept, yes, I feel hurt, yes, I feel wronged, but I encourage you to look inside and see how you wronged yourself, because you wouldn't have an unpleasant emotion if you were not aligned. When you are aligned with your soul and living the life you came here to live, it's happiness, it's good feelings, it's joy, it's laughter, it's fun, it's meaningful friendships, meaningful relationships, the positive feelings in life. You know that you're on the right path if you're genuinely feeling positivity more than negativity. And once you come to this acceptance that perhaps I have wronged myself, let's say for example it is this work situation, I can think back and say, you know what, I'm upset because I didn't think to stick up for myself in that situation, when I definitely could have. Once you can come up with a solution in your mind, this acceptance in your mind, then you have the ability to let go of that resentment. You can tell yourself, moving forward, now we know why this happened, how it happened, and we know that if we get ourselves into a situation like this ever again, if someone ever says something like this to you ever again, calls you that name ever again, you know how you're going to respond. And we can feel proud, like you've come to the solution, like you've had this type of breakthrough, you understanding why you're feeling this way. Then you have the ability to let go of resentment. And a good way to let go of resentment is a meditation exercise that I like to call healing meditation, which I'll link my video with 4 different ways that I meditate down below. But it's a very powerful exercise to just allowing that physical mental release to happen for you. And once it happens, you are going to feel so much lighter, significantly lighter as a person. But moving forward, I want to talk to you about how to reduce the resentment that you face in your life, because we're humans and it's going to happen all the way down the road. It's going to happen for many things. But if we can take actions from our soul, for our soul, we can reduce all the resentment. So I'm going to give you an example here. Let's say you have a best friend. You feel like you do so much for this friend, like you're a giver at heart. It feels good to give. But in a part of your mind, you're almost holding a bank. You're like, oh, I've done like 5 good things for this person. My jar is getting full here. But maybe they only did 1 or 2 favors for you in return. So going deeper into the example, let's say your friend moved apartments and and you have a car. So you help your friend, you dedicate your entire Sunday to helping them move their apartment. You gave and gave and gave. It wasn't necessarily the funnest day, but you did have joy and you felt good around helping your friend. Then a few weeks later, you really need help with the paper at school and you want your friend to read it over for you. And your friend gets back to you and says, sorry, I'm not able to read it for you. Maybe I can next weekend. Automatically you feel wronged because you feel like you gave, you filled up your jar of being a good friend and you're expecting them to fill up the jar equally or even more. But the truth is that if you wholeheartedly in your soul wanted to help your friend move the apartment without any kind of hidden agenda that like, oh, you know, they're gonna owe me one day, maybe this is what I'll ask for help with, then you're guaranteed to be faced with resentment again towards this person. So when we can choose to actively only say yes to the things that we truly want to do, that we truly feel is right, and when we choose to give from a space of always giving just to fill our own selves up, rather than to fill up this bank of who owes who, then we are living our best lives. We're living our truest lives, and in that way we reduce any kind of negative feelings, especially resentment, because we're acting purely out of love and we're not having any type of ulterior motives. Anyways, guys, I hope that helped you with anything that you're looking forward to letting go. Anything that's kind of unpleasant, icky there. I like to call them icky feelings because anything that isn't positive is icky. It just doesn't feel good and you just don't want it to hang around. So let me know if you have any other tips for resentment. I always love to hear from you and we can always help each other down in the comments. Have an amazing day and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye!